time to travel back to BLOCKCON. Join me for this amazing series where we get to talk to blockheads who attended the first ever BLOCKCON convention in Chicago, Illinois. First of all, we're already into it, but Chrissy and Rebecca are here, my good friends, Meow Meow crew. For those of you guys who don't know about Meow Meow crew, would you guys like to enlighten our friends and listeners?
So we're a group of friends, an international group of friends that spans Europe, North America, and into Australia at the moment. And we a bunch
Canada.
of us, well, that would be part of North America.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
I only called it out because of Naomi.
Thank you.
But we just, we met online, and then we a bunch of us, it started back in Fenway, where we met up, and
We wanted to spot each other at Fenway, and Fenway was so big, and we didn't know how to be able to spot each other. And I remembered I had a light up pin, and I was like, we should do something light up. And then brainstorming, we're like on our heads. And Chrissy and I got on Amazon, and we found things, and I really like hats.
and
That part is
then
true.
so we just did that for like Fenway. We did like a Vegas trip and things like that. And then a whole bunch of us friends came in from Australia and the Netherlands, and we did all of the shows in California last year.
Mhm.
And it started down in San Diego is when we did the first California show. And as a few of them went in for their VIP before us, Donnie and Joe said how they liked the Meow Meow ears. And so I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool name.
And it was crazy, and that they both called them Meow Meow without standing next to each other and hearing what the other one was calling them.
To two different people.
Yeah. So we're like, oh,
So then we were like, oh, that's a cool name. And so then we were like, oh, we'll just make an IG page. And then it's a way that we can like share like videos from all the events that we go to, pictures and things like that. And then because there's so many of us in so many different places, we can like have people like there were some of us in London for Joey's shows and in the Canada shows and then all across the US. So yeah, it's like a fun thing.
It is. It's really fun. It's a good group of friends, and people are welcome, like, if we meet you at the show and you're lovely and we enjoy you, everyone's welcome, right?
absolutely.
I think we're planning in the next month or so. We are going to try to open up and just do like a fun Zoom with people where, we can come in and chit chat and stuff. So,
And actually see people's faces instead of like on lives. You can only see what they're saying, but this way you can see faces and kind of communicate a little bit more.
so we'll
Yeah.
figure that out.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah, I think it's a wonderful thing. The very first day that we got to Chicago, so the three of us all roomed together. I had made you had made one of those proposal things for BLOCKCON prom, one of those videos. And you guys did such a good job on that. And then I did my reply video where I sang Teenage Dirtbag, but I sang it differently for you.
Yes, you serenaded me with personalized lyrics. I loved it.
Yeah. Something, Chrissy's going to BLOCKCON, baby, with me. It was something like that. I was like, it was really fun to do. And then, so we all met up together. Kind of the day by day thing. I'm sitting here trying to remember how our first day went already.
We I'm trying. So we landed. We flew into Midway. So we flew into a different airport than you because we got a car. And the funny thing is we get out there, it's a total beater car because we're
in Massachusetts.
It was from Massachusetts though, because we were driving it from Midway, but we were dropping it off at O'Hare. So I think they gave us like the most beat up car possible, but it was fine because then it was already damaged. So we drove.
Not that she caused any more damage. We returned the car perfectly fine.
Okay.
But yeah, we drove, and then you got into the hotel a little bit before us, and then we were able to check in kind of right away. We just got settled, relaxed, and then we headed into St. Charles.
Just so
That's right.
Mommy.
Crown Plaza. We met there in the lobby. And then Adrian came and joined us too.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
We went, and your friend Rebecca, your friend
Oh
came and
yeah,
joined
my
us for
friend,
dinner.
Your other
my
Christine ate.
my other Christine from high school.
We went to Wahlburgers Wednesday in the like evening-ish, and we got there and it was it looked like it was closed. And we
Mm.
weren't sure if maybe they closed early because the next day was WalkCon and they were prepping.
But luckily we were with a brave Canadian who went up to the door.
And was like, and then
And then I broke the lock, and we went
and you're like,
in.
they're playing music. You could smell like there was like, and then you're like, oh no, they're open. And we got in there, and there was like maybe 5 other tables taken
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
And we got that really cool table in the corner that had the engraver
Yeah.
on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It had
it
Donnie
was
and
the
Jenny
Donnie and
engraved in the
Jenny.
corner.
Yeah, we probably should have asked for the VIP table so we could have taken more pictures of the memorabilia, but we were like, oh, this is a nice little table.
It was cozy.
Yeah, it was all of our first time at that location.
Mhm.
We were virgins.
Mhm.
And we had like, you know, our waiter had only been working there for like 2 weeks, and he was
Oh,
adorable.
He was also a
Sweet.
virgin. So
Yes.
yeah.
He was just so nice, and yeah, it was cool to like hang out.
And remember we were like, you know what's happening tomorrow, right? You're okay? You're ready for this?
to the server.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, because
Yeah.
BLOCKCon was the next day.
Mhm.
And it was also my birthday.
Yeah, the next day.
Next day.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it was a good time to come to Wahlburgers for the first time. And I got to say, my experience there, the food and the drinks were just incredible. The service was great. That's not the experience I had in Palo Alto at Wahlburgers. It was completely different.
Yeah. Even
Las Vegas was a lot more.
yeah.
I
The Fenway one was good.
greasier, dirtier type. Very, I guess, more Vegas like. But yeah. Oh,
St.
yeah.
Charles, I would put St. Charles even over the Fenway one.
Well, the St. Charles one, even the food. I mean, like seriously, it tasted so good. Like
Mhm.
a regular, like I went to a good, I'm not saying they're not a good restaurant, but like a really like known type restaurant, ordered a hamburger, and it was really good. And I've had that hamburger many times, and that was the best there.
And when we went to the Fenway one and when we went to this one, we were both going on about 35 hours straight of like no sleep.
Yes.
So it's like equally like it's like equally judged. But
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
because
after
I red-eyed there and I didn't sleep really.
You were like
so-
flying forever.
yeah, but I can hold out for a long time. I get second and third and fourth wins.
yeah.
So it all went down great. We did dinner. We had a
Mhm.
great
Then
time.
we went to Hotel Baker and just went to the bar, had a drink.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That was nice. Met Ozzy, the bartender. They were
That was crazy.
they were amazing.
Mhm.
So it was nice. The water there, it just looked pretty, and
What a
it was a
beautiful
nice
city.
and yeah, the nice way to end the night.
There were a
Mhm.
lot of bugs.
Well, that can happen in many places, but it was very, very beautiful place. I love St.
was
Charles.
so
Would love to go
pretty.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
So then we-
yeah, basically went
We
back
will
to the
go
hotel.
back to the hotel, and then my buddy Joe comes in from town.
That's right.
Yeah, he comes to visit. He's been on the podcast several times as one of my
And
dear
and you
friends.
guys-
And
serenade like the hotels, right?
oh yeah, yeah.
Just
After we went out
Rosemont in
drinking,
general.
he's walking me back to the hotel before he goes back into town, and we're singing New Kids falsetto at the top of our lungs in the
So
streets
amazing.
of Rosemont.
Day
Day
two
two, Rebecca's
Rebecca's
birthday.
slash
This is-
birthday.
Here's what happened. Here's how it started.
We had a delicious breakfast.
Mhm.
I don't remember where that was.
I don't
I
remember.
don't know, but it was really
Adrian
good.
knows.
Oh,
Adrian knows
and
what it was
that's
called.
Where the one I spilled the cream for,
That's
happened?
the one I pulled the cream for.
or pulled the cream for? Yes,
Yes, because
But
your
we
Donnie
spilled-
Funko came.
we spilled the cream. So
There was just a dot of cream there. And I don't know why that idea came into my head, but I'm grateful it did. My little
I mean,
Donnie
you
and
could
Jordan
have
Funkos
poured out
spilling the
cream.
cream together. Yeah.
oh my god, it was amazing, and it made me so happy.
It was a good start to our day. So from there,
Yes.
We went
there-
to WalkCon.
yes, we did. We drove out to WalkCon from there, not to go in. And that's why we had the dinner the night before, but we went there to meet all our friends who were there, basically.
Yeah, we just went for some friend FaceTime to catch up with
Say hi.
to catch up with people that we don't normally see.
Some schmoozing. We handed out some of our awesome wristbands and stickers and stuff.
Yeah, it was
Mhm.
totally lots of fun. Rebecca had on her "It's My Birthday" shirt.
Because
Mhm.
it was.
But it was nice.
And
We got
then,
to meet a lot of
Oh,
people
and I
there.
got to meet Deb.
Yes, you got to meet Deb from Boston
Mhm.
finally. She was
I
super
think she
happy
was
to see you.
the only one I met that day. I don't remember. I apologize if I forgot about you. I have a really bad memory.
And
There's a
then
lot going on. No one's going to be upset if we forget.
Yeah.
There is. Although remember that one time, I don't know what day it was, but Naomi started out a story going, "Hey, do you remember that one time?" And I'm like, no.
You just cut me off like that? I don't remember
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Oh.
she did. It was fun.
because I'm pretty sure I don't remember what
Ever
your
since the
story-
concussion.
I just
Every-
don't remember.
we just
Hashtag Hawaii.
Tesla rock. So then at one point after like hanging out with people, then I was like, oh, there's a Starbucks right there. I'm going to go grab a coffee. And of course, as I go get a coffee is when Donnie and Danny roll up in his SUV. And I was like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, that's definitely going to happen.
Was
And
Donnie
so-
driving?
No.
Ron was driving, I think.
Who's Ron?
Was Ron driving? His driver?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they pull up and then, chaos
Uh,
ensues.
Yeah.
Big old black SUV.
Yeah. And then everyone like it was on the side, like back by the patio. And so everyone like swarmed and we hung out back for a while.
We were totally like, we're not going to do this.
And then all of our friends went and we were like, oh well, I guess we'll go.
Okay,
And
we're
then
gonna
Now
do
we're
this.
going to do this. And we all got selfies, and that was really cool.
It was the only time I got to say hi to Donnie all weekend.
It was the
Yeah.
only selfie I got all weekend.
so and I was gonna say, and then her other friend, Christine H, was like, it's her birthday.
Oh yeah, and Donnie told me happy birthday, and that was really cool.
And so
Nice.
I went up because he had tweeted me happy birthday the week before because my birthday's the week before hers. And so I was like, I just want to tell him thank you. And so I just told him thank you and took a picture and left. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was by that time Danny had gotten onto the patio and we were just kind of like done. We talked to people a little while longer and then we were heading back because our plan for that night was
To celebrate
to
birthday.
celebrate
Wait, can we just go into this saying that we had planned? It was just a nice, quiet celebration.
Yes.
You know,
Adrian, well, you know what? Let
It
me
really-
start out too by saying I did not want to celebrate my birthday. I've had a tough year where I was like not celebrating it. I don't know.
it was gonna be
And-
an especially tough day.
And yeah, and then the day itself was tough on you and I. And so I was like, we're not celebrating my birthday. It's fine. We'll just do normal BLOCKCON stuff. It'll be fine. And Adrian was just so amazing. And she's like, no, this is what I'm doing. You guys are meeting us here. Who do you want to join? And she planned everything and was just so amazing when I would have just been like, yeah, you guys, let's just go to McDonald's and have like a happy meal.
exactly that bad. But
Actually, we had Naomi and we did stop off at Chipotle before.
We did. We stopped off at the
This is
Chipotle.
this is a
Charles.
requirement of having me in your company. They're like, oh, we gotta take Naomi to Chipotle. Fuck.
We passed one, or because there was the one over by
There was a lot.
Wahlburgers, and we were like, that one is slammed. So we're like, no, we're not going to go to that one. And then we're driving and we pass by it, and I'm like, okay, hold on, next light. We like flip a U.
I know
Like,
it kind
fully-
of felt like it was a pain in the ass to get in there too, and I kind of felt guilty. I'm like, inside, I'm sorry, I just want some Chipotle. Can we have Chipotle
then we
for
get in and
supper,
they're
you
like-
guys? I'm just like a
There's
little
like
kid.
no
please.
cheese. There's no cheese.
There was
Again,
no
it-
cheese.
You know why? Because I'm lactose intolerant and it was my birthday. So they
was-
said nobody can have cheese.
It was a sign.
No cheese.
It was Rebecca's day.
Yeah, there was a banner that said "Happy Birthday, Rebecca." We serve no
Oh,
cheese
No
on
cheese.
the window. It was great. Actually, it was my second time having Chipotle. 2 out of 2, both thumbs up. I gotta say, I'm hearing it's coming to my city in the next year or so. Let's make it happen. Chipotle,
I'm so
Canada,
excited
we love you.
for you. I bet you'll be there at their opening.
Oh, definitely.
And if they don't have a ribbon cutting, I bet you could tie a ribbon to 2 trees and have your own ribbon cutting.
You know what? I'm totally gonna do that.
Please videotape
Like,
it.
who's this psycho?
Go
And
live.
this psycho was on our lawn, and then they're gonna be like, I'm instantly banned. Instantly
Or-
banned. Can't
or
even go into
Chipotle
the
for
one
life.
Chipotle.
Or Chipotle
Oh.
for life.
Yes.
What
It
is
can
that?
go
A
both
meal
ways.
plan?
No, like
Chipotle
like
for
they'll
life?
give you Chipotle for life because
That is a meal plan.
Yeah, it is like a meal. plan.
Because they love it so much and they didn't think about it themselves. You know what? We have a Cricut. We can make you a special ribbon and you could cut it out there by yourself. It could say like Naomi loves
Chipotle.
Chipotle.
There will be a huge Instagram live when they open on the Dope Nostalgia Instagram.
We will totally be there for that.
I will
Okay,
watch it
excellent.
and I will order Chipotle. When does this happen? When does
Somewhere in the next year.
So the one in Calgary is supposed to open first in the next few months. And then in the news article, it says then their plan is to expand up into Edmonton. So who knows? That one was a little more vague. But they're coming around the corner. It's
Someday.
happening.
Good deal.
You know, we have enough time to plan for you.
Plan my outfit for the Chipotle opening. I'm gonna wear a ball gown.
Special scissors, you know, that match your outfit.
Or we could get you like a burrito costume.
Like with the
Wrap
wacky,
you in
like
foil.
with the big white gloves, like Justin Timberlake on that Omeleteville sketch. But I could be dressed like a burrito.
Yeah, but you have to wrap the bottom with foil like they wrap your burritos.
Good, like a diaper.
Kind of. Yeah, like a burrito diaper.
Full
Exactly.
diaper. But okay, so yes, we went to Chipotle, then we went and we got ready for the quiet, in quotations,
Evening
quiet
out.
birthday celebration.
Anything else? And then what was Beatnik was the name of the first stop.
Beautiful Riverside Bar,
Oh my
Really
God.
cool.
It was so
downtown
amazing.
Chicago.
And I had a drink
In a
in a coconut.
coconut.
Yeah,
Yes.
more than one.
I was gonna say I had two.
Oh, do you
in a
know what was,
coconut.
it was very exciting too because we had such a good group of friends out, and this is the first time I got to hang out with Lindsay and her husband
Jose.
Jose, who are lovely people and so much fun. So it was
Yes.
so great to get to know them too.
Yeah.
You
so
know
the-
what? It was my first time meeting Jose. And I had heard about Jose and I mean hung out with Lindsay before, but it was my first time meeting Jose and he was absolutely awesome.
So at Beatnik, it was the three of us, Chris and Adrian and
Oh, that's
Jose and
right.
Lindsay. And so it was nice. We had like this nice like long table. We
Mhm.
had just desserts and drinks. And
I
it
just
was
had drinks.
she just had drinks. Well, yeah, your drink was like a dessert.
Yeah.
And everything had like cream in it.
Yeah. And then yeah, like you said, it was like right on the
It
Chicago
was
River.
so pretty.
It was a chill spot and we just had lots of fun.
It had a
And-
uniqueness to it. I highly recommend it to people. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
their cocktails are
sure.
fantastic. We ended up going to, what was our next stop? Was it Ray? No,
The
there was one
hotel.
more.
Rays.
Was Ray's was next.
Rays was next at the hotel. That was
was.
And we were on
that's-
that. It was the rooftop.
And that's when Ness and Anna and Cindy from the Netherlands, and then
HK. and
our other
Valerie.
Christine H and Valerie from California met up. And that place was awesome. It also was like
I-
right there at the river.
I was in awe. I think of all the scenic, like obviously St. Charles when we were at Hotel Baker, that was a beautiful scenic place. But to see downtown Chicago from Raised is something you don't want to miss because you see all the
Mhm.
iconic buildings there on the riverfront. You're up on a raised patio, beautiful fire at every table,
Yeah.
and great cocktails. And I'm like a Yelp reviewer right now. Let me tell you, that was really
Yeah.
nice.
It was amazing. It was just beautiful. And then, you know, at that point, we already had a few cocktails. So we were very happy. And then more friends joined us and we were
Yeah.
even more happier.
And it was not
and
only was it nice
just
seeing
great.
not only was it nice seeing everybody there, but then there was birthday celebrations for everyone who had had a recent
Yeah.
birthday too. So it grew from
Chrissy,
there.
HK, Lindsay.
Mhm.
And
So-
you.
Well, no, well, we established that.
Yeah. So Lindsay got her sash when they had dinner.
Oh yeah, we had birthday sashes.
Then Rebecca
and
got
I had
sashed
a
at Meet Night,
crown.
and HK and I got sashed at Raised. And then
Mhm.
by then it was dark. And so the other
So
thing
pretty
is,
because the lights on the buildings, and when you look out and you just saw everything, it was just so pretty.
yeah, it
Yeah.
would be pretty enough during the day, but at night it was just like next level, especially with the fireplace going, and then the drinks were just, they were awesome. They were
Mhm.
it was a really great experience. And then and then because there had been some drinks,
That was the
Um,
live
they
night
started going,
where everybody went live
I think
at the same place.
you or Lindsay or Adrian went live from one side of the fire pit, and I was with Chris on the other side, and we went live to join your live. And
Yes.
Were
it was
you
There
probably
are
a
3
hot-
lives, at
There are
least
3
3
lives.
lives going on Instagram at the same time from the same place of each other. And it was hilarious because if any of you guys out there who listen, follow us, you might have seen one of those lives.
It was a wonderful night, and we really enjoyed ourselves.
Yes, it was
We-
lots of fun.
The last stop of the night was the nightclub where when we walked in, I don't remember the name of it. I was like, I feel like a senior citizen here.
oh yeah,
Oh my gosh, we were going to be everybody's mom.
we totally were.
And
So-
you know what? I totally swear they were not. My son is 19. They were not much. I mean, I guess they were 21,
21.
not much
yeah.
older. I really seriously could have been their
It
mom.
was busy, lots of dancing, very, very current music playing. So I'm kind of like, there's a lot of New Kids fans here that just walked in the door. So I'm going to go talk to the DJ. So I asked the DJ, I said, hi, I was wondering if you could play Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, Good Vibrations. And he looks at me like, what the fuck is that? And
You're like Marky Mark.
I said, listen, we got a bunch of cougars that just walked in. Okay. We got a lot, we need you to maybe play something from the 90s. Could you do that? And he still looked at me dumbfounded, like, what the fuck are you asking for? And I'm like, all right, have a nice night.
But we kind of got that a lot wherever we went because
Yeah.
That's
So
just
Rebecca
how
looked
it
it up.
is.
The bar was parlay all day. But
Hmm.
one of the things that I remember about that the most is that we were all dancing and stuff, and no, Titanium came on, and we all
Oh,
lost our shit.
yeah.
you know what? Funny fact. I don't care about this song, but everybody else does, so that makes me happy. But
Yeah.
there was also confetti. I
There
just
was
want to add
confetti.
they had confetti.
Oh,
There was
Naomi-
some on the floor.
Naomi doesn't remember the confetti.
Well,
no,
but
I
then
was
we
getting drunk by then. That
Yeah,
was
I
like
was
a
gonna-
foreshadowing of Our
Yeah, it was
weekend.
just like a very small amount of confetti, but there was still confetti, and we all know how important
confetti is.
confetti is.
Mhm. Okay, so Friday morning, we're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready to go to officially register and
And
it's
stand
block
in
time.
line for a really long ass time.
It's block on time. It's time.
Yeah.
So first thing we do, go to the merch line, right?
Oh yes, long line.
And
Long
Rosemont
line.
was set up so nicely too. There were like video screens everywhere being like, welcome to BLOCKCON. When was it? Didn't one say something about Blockville, USA or something like that? It was like,
I have my phone here and I could check the pictures. 'cause don't
I
remember.
think that might have been one of the banners in front of the theater, like an
There-
actual banner.
So
there was
no,
a-
it
there
did
was an
say-
actual
so
road
there's a
that
picture
had-
of BlockCon and the guys with it, and then there's another picture that did say it flipped over to Welcome Blockheads,
mhm.
and
Yeah, it was something to that effect. It was it
Yeah.
was like the whole city was set up for this event.
it was
Yeah.
amazing. Everywhere was new kids and new kids' faces, and it was just so amazing.
And so yeah, we waited in line. We ended up chatting with some friends from
Wait,
Boston. And
did I
line.
say it was amazing?
You did say it was
Okay,
amazing.
just making-
And we grabbed our merch, and then we got in line to do our registration. Chris and Adrian were not.
we
were
took
on
our
ours,
super cool picture in front of that one poster where Naomi was all like,
where it looked like we were an
hardcore.
album cover.
"Yeah, our album cover."
So we were we were hanging tough in front of the
We were,
Mhm.
in front of
The
the
backside
BlockCon
of the-
merch trailer.
trailer.
Oh,
Would
which
have
is
been-
appropriate since you guys are Jordan girls and we were on the backside. I don't know. Do you want to edit that part?
Inside jokes. No, we'll leave that in. Inside jokes.
No more vodka for
If
you.
you want to refer to my theories on Jordan's sexual preferences, just go to No More Games Radio. Where we talk.
She'll
I
link the
basically
episode
it's a
below.
thesis. It's my thesis that I wrote. So anyway,
You need to
yeah.
you need to link that episode like below in the comments.
I'm a Joey girl, by the way. I'm a Joey girl
She
surrounded by
swings.
Jordan girls.
She swings.
So
I do. You know what? He has such magical hips. That Jordan guy you guys love so much. Chrissy's phone's going off.
I turned the thing to so it stops
But-
singing.
Oh my gosh, his hips are magical. Like really very nice hips.
So we registered. They
Oh,
had
yeah.
all of
That's right.
the photo setups and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And so the three of us and Chris and Adrian went over and we did our mic pick
Oh,
at the microphone.
that was such a cool thing that they had those out that you can like
That was fun.
take your picture with
Yeah.
the mics. That was super
And then after that, I think we just went, we went to
Caddyshack.
eat at Caddyshack's, which was
Can-
awesome.
Can we talk about what happened there? Tell me if this is a bad idea right away, because I kind of want to share what happened with the song that
the-
came on.
Yeah, the signs. So
that
yeah.
was
Is that something we should share? Or
No,
is that
no,
something we should keep
wait,
private?
before you get into that. Okay, so we were all good friends with Jenny Wu.
Mhm.
And so on my birthday, last year during mixtape, Chrissy and I had talked to her a lot, like many of us do on chats. And so we finally got to meet her in person
Mhm.
the night of my birthday when we got to San Diego. And it
Mhm.
was just, she was just one of those people that was just everything you expected her to be and more.
Mhm.
She was just like Jordan's hips, magical. I think she'd be okay that
You
I
would
compare
appreciate that.
to
Yes.
Jordan's hips.
Yes.
So that was part of the reason why I was just not wanting to do my birthday. So when the next day after we registered and we're at Caddyshack, it was crazy. I
That
heard,
same day.
yeah, well, no, the next day after my birthday. So it would
Oh,
have been a year and a day after we met Jenny. And
So the first song that actually came on, it was not that one. So they were playing lots of like 90s music. They were throwing in New Kids and stuff like that. And afterwards, we had put together like some photo montages and things. And then personally, we had our own stuff. So
as a
Mariah,
tribute
yeah.
to
So Mariah
this
Carey's
is-
One Sweet Day came on.
So
and-
this is us sitting at Caddyshack's for dinner. Having
We're just
dinner.
sitting there
These are
eating.
the
And
songs
they-
that are
just start playing these songs. Like,
It was just
Mhm.
random. And then so One Sweet Day came on and I was like, well, yeah, it was popular then, but like, so I get a little teary-eyed because I was like, it reminded me of that. And then it was the next song or the song after that.
it was
Rebecca's like,
really right after
oh
each
my
other.
God, do you hear what's playing? And it was Jordan's cover of She's Got Away,
Which is
Mhm.
what we made our tribute video,
and which blockheads know.
Jenny. And it was
You can't get that on Amazon. You can't get it on Spotify. You can't stream it. Like I
Mhm.
had to buy the physical copy of Love Songs to get that song. So
Yeah.
it was really strange that it's being played in this restaurant when it's not something that we hear on
it
a
wasn't
radio.
strange. We just all knew it was Jenny
Well,
saying
yeah.
hi. And that she's there with us, even if she's not there physically, she was there with us. And it was awesome.
And it was just one of like there were just multiple times and signs and things that we saw the entire weekend.
Mhm.
But that one, like,
When you're just sitting there, and I remember hearing it and thinking, oh my God, this is crazy. And being like, do you hear that? Like,
and it's
do you hear that?
it's kind of so just like this week, Rebecca reposted some like a thing on Facebook about like ways that you see signs from someone who has passed, and one is like hearing a song, or like I'm trying to think of some of the other ones besides like the birds, cardinals, you know, and things like that. But
Dragonflies.
yeah, there was
pennies on the floor.
But there was like so many different ones, and it was like smells or things like, you know, just different things that would bring you back. And it was just so
nice. I know I keep saying amazing, but it really was, in that, you know, she just let us know she was there, and that she knows we love her and missed her and really wish she was there. And, you know, it was just
because she was supposed to be.
She really was.
Yeah.
I mean,
like she had planned on coming. But yeah, so the whole mood at the table like shifted, and we were just Deb and Carly. Yeah, were with us. They had joined us, and so we were like, I'm sorry, we're not normally like this. But,
as we're all like tearing up and getting ready to cry.
But
but I agree, it's unexpected that song would ever be played pretty much anywhere, and that's why
it played when we were there.
The only like other explanation is there's like some crazy mega blockhead like ourselves actually
like
works
made
there.
a mixtape or something to bring in.
Yeah, but like that, there weren't any other rarity songs except really that one.
Oh, really? And I don't remember. We ate there a few times,
and we didn't.
And I never heard it. I mean, I'm not saying that it didn't repeat, but it was crazy and great.
It was great.
And I'm all about accepting signs from those who have moved on.
Yeah.
And so then
I know, but no matter what, I feel like she was there with us because it was something that it was beautiful.
It was like a little bit of a hug to the heart type of a deal.
It was, and it kind of set the tone for going forward, what kind of an amazing weekend we were going to have at BLOCKCON too. Like, just, you know, everybody was officially a part of it at that point.
Yeah. And then so from there we left, we went, grabbed our clothes on and stuff, got ready for the concert that night.
We did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a good concert.
That concert was amazing.
Can I just say, I am so excited. I am not a cowboy person. I don't listen to country music. I'm not into cowboy hats, boots, none of it. I know people like, oh my gosh, tight jeans. No, none of it. But I was just so excited when they performed that song and then did their dance.
What song was that, Rebecca? Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy?
Yeah, that song.
She doesn't remember the song because she was just like
country music. Oh
no, it wasn't that. She wasn't hearing anything. Her eyes were
tunnel vision to certain moves that were done during that song. That I'm just
that
so glad.
Rodeo shit looks good on those boys. It does.
Oh my god, the only cowboys that I think are hot are those 5 new kids, because holy crap, they can pull that shit off with their hats and magical hips all going together at the same time. But for John, I mean, you know, but he's there happy going with music.
John's the closest one in the band to actually being an
actual cowboy. Yeah.
Yes. Right.
But I'm from Alberta, which is basically Texas North. So
because you guys have rodeo.
The Calgary Stampede is a big deal here. And I'm not a country person. Like, I like some country music, but I'm not a rodeo person. It's just not for me. But I
thought rodeo is rodeo.
Rodeo Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not really for me. It's not really for me, but do I like seeing those boys in that outfit, in those outfits. It's great.
The only men I want to see wearing cowboy hats. I mean,
what were some of your other special moments from the concert?
So my absolute favorite was the piano set. Like that was every single, like, you know how like people were, what are you hoping to see? What are you hoping to see? Seeing that piano set was amazing. And then
I love that they wore the original shirts. And Naomi, in rooming with her, is that the night you wore your Jordan shirt?
I think so. during the day, WallCon, I wore my Jordan shirt.
Oh, okay.
The old
so
school one.
so before BLOCKCon, I had the old school Jordan shirt, but it's one I bought on eBay like a year and a half ago.
Yes.
So it's not official New Kids merchandise. I think it's a knockoff because I don't see where there would be something that new like that to be found. But I
And we
wanted one,
That whole
so I bought it.
Yeah.
Right?
And you were like, you were talking about wearing it. And I remember how we all had a whole conversation about how cool it would be if they brought those shirts back.
And next day, they're there.
And there
like,
they all were there, and my jaw dropped, and I'm like, good. I'm glad. This is one of the smartest decisions in merch they've ever made, was to bring those shirts back. And not only that, but the funny thing is, once we got into registration that day, I overheard a lady who was wearing her old school shirt being
Mhm.
like, yeah, I know it's nice, but it kind of takes away how special it was to still have one. And I'm
I
like,
heard her telling you.
"Yeah."
yes.
You were there, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. I have one too, but I'm just happy everyone can have one now, you know?
'Cause you're such a nice Canadian.
Thanks. Passive aggressive, nice. That's a Canadian term. But yeah, no, going back into the concert too. Like, I mean, obviously, all the rarities, all the deep cuts. Because when it first started, I was like 3-4 songs in. I'm like, please don't just do the mixtape set, please. We need more stuff. 'Cause I'm like, there's gonna be more stuff coming. I know it. They're gonna do this up big, and they did.
Well, I mean, pretty
Early on, you know, Crash, and that is like one of my favorite, like it's my I spaz out songs.
Yeah.
But the thing that didn't happen that I really, really wished, because they had the piano there, is
Jordan stripping.
Jordan doing I'll Be Loving You Forever broken down, because it like, you know, my old Joe girl card and my now Jordan girl card might get revoked, that I don't really care for it at the concerts because it just becomes super dramatic. And I think that
Jordan's dramatic.
and
No
I
way.
think,
I agree with her.
yeah,
I'm
and
not
I
a fan of
think
it at the show.
that they're both
I agree
like,
completely.
particularly I'll Be Loving You Forever, such a beautiful song
Yeah.
that it being done
Oh, they can't
slow,
see me, huh? Never
like
mind.
stripped down to just like the piano and his voice
Mhm.
would just be beautiful.
You are right. That
Mhm.
would have been
Which was kind of
Awesome.
nice, because I lost my shit at Yamava because he opened that piano set with Baby I Believe in You that way.
It was
And I
nice.
about died. Like, so I got
It
a
was
little
nice.
bit
And he
So
sounded
I
great.
thought that's how they did the stage with the faces
Mhm.
down the side was really cool. I liked how they did that. What else about there was something? No, that wasn't the concert.
If I were
That
to
was-
explain this to somebody who didn't go to BLOCKCon, to explain the stage, there were like 3 different sets of photos of the boys going down the side of the stage on each side.
Yeah.
One was
Like a
really young. Then there was kind of like the reunion photos, the block photos, and then recent photos.
Mhm.
Just it looked really cool.
So smart to do too, because it kind of covered everything, all of them, no matter what age they were. And
Mhm.
whenever you were a fan, although most people that were there were like fans forever, but it kind of
Yeah.
covered whatever you were into, and it was really the stage was really cool.
Mhm.
They went out into the crowd quite a bit, and that was really nice.
Yeah,
of course,
that's true.
the confetti was fun. I loved it when they came out in their retro outfits. When Joe came out in his striped jacket, that was just
Oh, he did it. And he did it like the little dance that he would do when he was coming on
yes.
back in the day.
he-
It was so good.
My little like 14-year-old heart just stopped and died and was like, oh my gosh, I'm watching Joe do this in front of me. And when I was younger, I didn't get to see them up close, or
Mhm.
when I had tickets, I was like in the second to the last row. And so it was just so cool seeing him do these things that I saw him do before on TV and stuff. And
Mm. On all those pay-per-views we used to.
yes,
Yeah.
that's when I fell in love with him, was that one pay-per-view special. And it's like, who is that curly haired guy with the blue eyes? I love him and want to marry him and have his babies.
For those listening to who might have some influence in decisions, I'm not saying this in any negative way. I think everything that happened that night was perfect. The set was
It was
perfect.
absolutely amazing.
Best set list ever. Best concert they've ever done. You know what I'd like to see make a reappearance? I'll be there.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
I
yes.
almost thought when he came out in the jacket, I thought that might have happened.
Yeah.
I really,
But like, and it gives Danny something more too.
yeah.
Get
Besides,
Jordan to learn it on the piano if he doesn't know it already. Do it like a nice little broken down version with Jordan playing the piano and Danny and Joe singing.
You know, it was awesome.
Hmm.
Was John with the lyrics on his phone and him reading the lyrics to their song. I
don't
mean,
want this
I loved
feeling.
it so much. I loved it so much. It made me so happy.
Here in your arms, I'd do anything. And he's just like laughing, and Donnie's like, yeah.
As we're all watching with oh my gosh, it was great. And he wasn't that far away.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Dope Nostalgia listeners, I love you and I thank you so much for being a part of this show and its success over the last 2 years. We have what's called Patreon for those who want to support the show financially. For as little as $1 a month, you can become a subscriber and get bonus content, early podcast release, all kinds of cool behind-the-scenes stuff, and more. There's different tiers of membership starting at only $1 a month. And we even have some special merch for you guys who are in it for the long run. So please join our Patreon. It's at www.patreon.com/dope nostalgia.
Hey everybody, it's DJ AKB Amanda Knight from No More Games Radio, and you are listening to my favorite 90s podcast, Dope Nostalgia, with the fantabulous Naomi.
Hi, we're the new kids on the block. We really appreciate all of your phone calls to our private hotline, 1-900-9095, kid.
It's great talking to you and sharing our personal thoughts.
You know, we're not too young to fall in love, and if you're one of the special callers, you get to talk to us live.
A portion of the net proceeds will help to support United Cerebral Palsy. So give us a call at 1-900-9095, kids. Under 18, get permission before calling. $2 first minute, 45 cents each additional minute. And remember,
We'll be loving you forever.
After the concert on Friday, we headed back to our hotel across the street. We stayed at the Crown, and the place was packed because the word had gotten out that Donnie was going to come and do selfies. And we were hungry at that point. And so Jose was like trying to find us a place to look.
He was so great, like throughout everything. He was always like, as soon as we were like, oh, we're going to go somewhere else, he was on his phone looking for Ubers, or if we're like, oh, we're hungry, he was on the phone looking for food places.
He was helping us effectively manage our night, you know.
Yeah.
He was great.
Yeah. Totally. Okay, so we get to the club. So we see some of the old friends, like you said, the girls from Hawaii.
Mhm.
Marcel.
So Gloria.
Okay. And the girls from those blockhead chicks.
Oh, yeah.
Those girls were there too at this place, and we had a great time. Our group, their group, all merged together.
Again, we asked for them to play New Kids or something, and they did play Backstreet Boys, right?
Yeah, so can you play some New Kids? Here's some
you're
Backstreet
right.
Boys and NSYNC and One Direction.
And
Like
we're like,
everything but what we asked for.
like you're close. You're like dancing around the main point here. Do you not see us? And we're screaming for New Kids, and they played all the other boy bands.
Well, that's what happened again with DJs that are like 20 years old, 21 years old, and have no fucking idea what's going on.
Well, and then the other thing is it's not like the place was packed towards the end of the evening. And towards the end of the evening, it really was like our couple of different groups. And like 3 other people. So
Yeah.
Seriously, everybody there was a blockhead for BLOCKCON, but
Yeah.
for the 3 people making out in the corner. I mean, playing some stupid new kids for
and
us.
it's not like it was a DJ
They are
in
not
the 90s where you only have like the music that you come with. I mean, you have Google, like you have instant access to like
Any
almost
DJ worth their salt could have figured it out.
Yeah.
They just didn't want to. But cheers to us.
Yeah.
Cheers to us.
Cheers.
All right. Panels Day. Let's talk about Panels Day. Okay.
Oh, favorite part. So amazing. And the chick that did the
Sonal.
whole thing. Yeah. Oh,
Sonal?
she
Yeah.
was so amazing. I want to be her friend. And I mean, that whole panels thing. Oh, that was so great.
Oh,
I
she was
can't even pick a
fantastic.
favorite part.
Yeah, it was,
was-
it was totally amazing.
She was fantastic. And one of my favorite things that she had said was something about like, we hate those girls
Yes.
in the video that we hate.
And you know what's so
We were talking
surprising?
about, I'll be loving you
Guys
forever.
have
Yeah.
no idea. I mean, the guys really had no idea that we hated these girls.
No, they did. They know that we don't, well, especially back when we were kids, that we didn't like other girls who got near them. They knew that, I'm sure. Don't you think?
Which we
It
all
was just
did.
it was just a good joke. It was nice and light, you know, made us all
Yeah.
laugh because I remember, you know, when you're a kid and you're just like, I'm so jealous. Oh,
Oh no. When you're a kid, you don't admit that it's jealousy. You just fucking hate those girls and you don't know why.
you don't know why.
Like,
But it's funny because your
"No,
best friend,
that's my guy.
but your
and
best friend could also be a Joe girl. Or in my case, my best friend who got me into New Kids was also a Jordan girl. And it was
Maybe in-
okay for us to like the same guy.
Maybe
Do you know
in
what I
Canada.
mean?
Nope.
Maybe in Canada?
Yeah,
It
everyone.
was okay that her and I
no.
like the same guy because we could bond over it.
No, I think that's one of the, like, well, Joe was the boy next door and I gravitated towards him. But then one of my besties that moved into town in 6th grade was a total Jordan girl and would not allowed.
You
Not
know
allowed
what?
to-
I think I just
Oh.
attract Jordan girls to be my friends.
She does.
So it's totally fine that I'm the Joe girl. Because
Keeps your
I'm the
business
Joe-
clean.
Yep.
You know,
I don't know
don't
if
worry.
I'm ever really clean.
Although you love HK and she's also a Joe girl.
I
And
do.
Tate.
Well, now I do.
Oh, you mean back then?
Yeah. If we
back
were,
then.
I mean, younger
back-
and stuff.
Back then, Jessica and I would like, you know, that poster of Jordan with his shirt half off
Yes.
in the white shirt. Okay, so
White shirt.
There-
Yes.
there was the poster and then there was the smaller framed version of it. And her and I would practice kissing it. You
Wait.
know, like the
Yeah.
framed one because there was glass over it or whatever. But
Yeah,
we
I
would
was
practice-
just going to
and then
say,
I'm like,
the-
how are you going to kiss it? And I'm like, okay. And then this is how I'm going to kiss it. And that's like, it was just like, okay. But we weren't jealous of each other.
well, didn't we all kiss our posters goodnight?
Yeah, we did.
mean,
but
I did.
But this is like her and I having a sleepover and saying how this is how we would kiss it.
Kiss what?
How we would kiss Jordan
Where?
On his lips.
on his lips. On his lips.
They were in junior high.
We were like 12 or 13.
If you don't know, I'm sorry. I'm in the gutter all the time. I'm sorry. What did Joe call us?
Sick
Yeah.
bastards.
We are
Sick
sick bastards.
Sick bastards.
I'm a
That was
sick
a huge part of the panels that we were
and that
constantly
was
sick bastards.
hilarious. Donnie said Canada.
Yeah. How does he? Donnie knows everything we do and talk about. I think he's in our chats and we don't even know. Like,
He
how?
must know. Holy crap. Right after he said it, because my husband was the one I was drunk on a Zoom with one of our chat groups. And we had 2 people that live in Canada.
Canadian.
And I was drunk and said Canada, because that's what Tyrone calls Canada. Because he
Yeah.
pronounces all letters or he adds an extra ones.
That's
with
that's definitely an adding of a letter. And it's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just for funsies. Just
So-
for
Yeah.
funsies.
So around my house, that's what we call Canada. And
Mhm.
I was drunk and I said Canada and they laughed. And then it just kept going. So when Donnie said Canada, I freaked out. I'm like, oh my God. And then I text Tyrone. I'm like, Tyrone, Donnie just said Canada. And he goes, he texts right back, I don't remember telling him that. And it's just like, oh my God.
No,
I love
Donnie
you.
knows all. Donnie knows all. But there, yeah, well, there was a lot
Yeah.
of screaming. Okay, I was with Sabrina during panels, and when he said that, and I'm just like freaking out, and you can hear me screaming in my video and stuff. The whole Canadian tacos thing. We were going,
Oh,
we were
hilarious.
off. We were going off. It was great. Whoever shouted that out to begin with, you started something.
Right. And it was,
Yeah.
and it goes into with what Joe was saying about sick bastards, because they would say the smallest things, and like we would pull any innuendo like 8 like layers deep.
You know
and
what?
just
Because I'm not
giggles
the
and laughs.
only one in the gutter.
No, everyone was in the gutter.
We're
and
all
so
in the gutter from time to
then
time.
he says that, and then it's funny because it was so nonchalant how Jordan just added into it with like
A little bit
beaver
of
and
maple syrup and that's when you knew Jordan was having a good time.
he was talking so much. It was
He
awesome.
was talking so much. That was a concern for me. I always worry, is Jordan having fun? And I think he genuinely was.
I think they were all enjoying themselves quite a bit out there. And it was so nice to see them. I really enjoy seeing them together, not doing something planned necessarily, like you have to do this, you have to do this, where they were just being them natural selves together as friends on a stage, talking about their past. And I loved it so much. They could do the same exact panel again, and I would love to see it only one more time. And then I want to see new questions and new things.
I was going to say the way that it flowed was really well done, because it was really neat going into those first set of videos and then talking about them and just all the behind the scenes stuff. And then because we were sitting with Chris and Adrian when they added in this one's for the children, we all lost our shit.
My God.
All I could think of was Chris and Adrian when they started talking about this one's for the children, because it was perfection.
Striped kid.
I was
Striped
sitting
kid.
with Adrian, and she was like right up against my arm here. And when they brought up Striped Kid, I looked at her, and I swear the look on her face was just like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. It was like heaven came down upon her. And, you know, she was just so happy. And it was amazing.
Even before that, even when we're looking at the original Please Don't Go Girl video, there was all these things that we had already talked, or
the
I can't say
brothel thing, right?
I talk like I'm part of Radtail. I didn't mean it like that. I mean, like there was just so many things that Radtail had already covered.
Yeah.
There were so many things that Radtail had already covered from Please Don't Go Girl's original video that was just like the suitcase and like who this older lady.
It was so good. You know what? Radtail set the guys up to be able to talk about the video and more, in that we all experienced it through Radtail. And then we got to see it at BLOCKCon. Yeah. And it was great.
And then Sanel's Boston something brothel. Yeah.
Brownstone brothel.
Oh, that's
Boston
what it was.
Brownstone brothel. That was so great.
And then it was neat because then they went into with the block with it going to be its anniversary, and then just kind of a little more into, you know, they talked a lot about what was going on in their lives around that time and stuff, and it was you could see the reminiscing happening from in both of those panels, and it was just really it felt like you were just having, even though we weren't necessarily talking to them, you were having a conversation with friends, and that was just great. And then the games part, the games is why I wanted to cruise. And so the games was my favorite one because that was hilarious.
Canadian
tacos. And then the suitcase at the end, or not suitcase, the sleeping bag at the end.
What suitcase?
I'm stuck on the suitcase from Please Don't Go Girl. No, the sleeping bag at the end was just.
Oh, you know what? I loved watching them trying to fit into that. I was going to say suitcase.
I'm glad Donnie picked Jordan for that one. Get into that old moldy bag with him.
Well, and then I love
cute.
everybody was saying, like, which new kid would you like to switch places with? And everyone said John. And it was these heartfelt reasons why. And then John's was, I'd pick Jordan because we share blood. He's my brother.
That was
like you
so-
got something better than no, that's it. Okay.
you know, everybody loves John because
We
he's
all
just
love John.
John. And you
Yes.
just love John.
He's just so authentic. His authentic self.
Just love John.
For the videos for Block It Out, if
Oh,
you could pick a video that you've seen on YouTube or had on a VHS back in the day, it's something, what would you have them react to?
I know. Cherie's Twisted.
Cherie's version of Twisted.
Because it's
Yeah.
fucking hot.
It's fucking hot. Everything Cherie makes is amazing. Amazing.
just
And the
love-
guys know it too, how good
I
she is
love
at
that
it.
woman so much. And yeah, that's what I would have them react to
Mhm.
100%.
Yeah, I'm
Nice.
trying to think of something older, but I would almost say because she had been doing like little videos and here and then, but one of the really, really big ones is when she did that new version, the new edit of Bring Back the Time.
Oh,
Oh,
And-
that's
so
so
you're
good.
back. You're with Cherie too then.
Yeah,
We're
because I
both
would say
like
some of the
Cherie.
I would say some of the older stuff, but like part of me kind of feels bad because sometimes you know how you see stuff of yourself when you're like way older and it's just you kind of cringe a little.
Yeah.
And so it's sometimes
Are
it
you
can be
trying to keep
uncomfortable.
them from cringing?
I'm trying to keep them from cringing because you
And
know,
I do like to see them cringe and be like,
No,
so exactly.
I
why
want to
this
be
be-
like, this is what happened, and I want to know what you were thinking.
That's just because Chrissy is nice.
Yeah. My two
But-
is Never Let You Go,
oh yeah, that's
the music video.
okay. Can I change my answer? I like that one. Can
We
they
have
do
to
a-
know what's going on here.
Can they do
Wow.
a react while Chris reacts on Rat Tail? Like
Let's coincide.
because he hasn't seen that video yet.
I know, and that's why everyone needs to go and subscribe to Rat Tail if they haven't yet, so that
Yes,
they can
because
bring out.
we need to get to 3,000, so he'll do that.
They got to
but-
unleash this video.
Such
So,
a nice video.
I talked over that. What was your second one besides Never Let You Go?
The time the guys made the appearance on Dance Party USA, because
Yeah.
do I need to
I didn't
play it
even
for you
think
right now?
yeah. Do you
Okay.
have it? 'Cause I don't know.
Yeah, we got YouTube here.
It's so
the one.
goofy. The going down the dance line.
It's so awkward. It's
very
just
awkward.
completely awkward. John's probably being the best with all the ladies, dancing with the ladies. Jordan is like this, and he's like making faces at the camera, like.
But
"Ugh."
It
Wait,
is.
maybe
It's kind of.
I have seen this.
Yeah, I think you have it. I almost feel like that is slightly better than the what was it? The kids, was it the Mickey Mouse Club where they were behind the curtains with just the heads popping?
Yes. Which,
That was a
which
little-
I think Rad Tail recently said that should be
Yeah.
included in the next
Gosh. I
whatever
don't
next concert performance happens. Yeah. But yeah, like I'm like all about let's bring out the embarrassing shit. It's so funny.
They would be like total like good sports about it and
Oh,
stuff. But
totally. Because we're all amongst friends. No one's judging them. We're all having a good laugh together. You know? And that's what I want to see some more of that embarrassing shit. It'll be fun. The prom.
the prom.
So I feel that was very much how high school prom kind of went, where I was really excited about it. I worked really hard on my outfit.
Mhm.
It was so fun getting ready. And you get to the prom and you're like, yeah, this is fun. And then you're like, oh, Donnie or Danny looks super hot.
They all
like-
did.
They all did. Danny though, and wow, he just
Yeah.
was like, wow. And then Joe came out and was like, oh no, wow.
Are you talking
And-
about as they got out of the limo?
Mhm.
Mhm.
And then then you just keep losing your friends, and then it was over.
So I didn't even realize, because we were like, as you came in towards the back, I
Mhm.
didn't even realize until the next day that there was a limousine even
Yeah,
there. I never went
had
to
no
that
clue.
side because it was just so dark.
I went over to that side with Megan and Michelle.
I was, oh wait, no, I was with Megan and Michelle and you later
Mhm.
for when Jordan was doing Stingy. Jordan and
Stingy.
Donnie were Stingy, but
I was with Ness.
I
Yeah.
didn't see that at that point. And I was gone for a little bit and stuff. And so it was dark and yeah, you kept losing people, and
Yeah.
half
It
of us
was
had
way too
light up
dark.
here, and we still couldn't find people.
Seriously, we had things lit up on our heads and could not find
Find
each
people.
other.
But it was
But-
easy. That's true. That's true.
We got to see Stingy. We got
Oh,
to see
my
Jordan
God.
doing the Prince songs.
Hello, Jordan girl, bringing that up first.
And well, it also is the order that it happened.
But in my head, it happened differently.
So last but not least, we had Joe redo his risky business thing that
Holy
he'd
crap.
done before.
I was sitting
And-
there dumbfounded because I'd never seen him do that before.
And well, no, I hadn't seen it in person. I'd only seen YouTube clips. And my phone was up and it was recording in 4K.
I like how we wedged ourselves in. Actually, it wasn't hard for us to get up there. For some
No.
reason, the spaces were there and we got in pretty easily to get
Mhm.
closer for those moments. It was nice.
Yeah.
I think any place in that building at that point when Joe's dancing around in his underwear was a nice spot.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't matter where you were. It was gorgeous wherever you were.
It was just
In the
fun.
building.
It was funny. It was
I was a
Um,
big
it
fan. I was
was-
also a big fan of Twisted because it was the actual OG Twisted. I'm not a fan of the Eurythmics cover of Twisted. I
really?
prefer the OG Twisted because I'm a big Timberland fan.
But she might disown you as a friend at this point in time.
So, okay, so here's where my age might come in though, too, because
Okay.
I remember when that song came out, and when I was little, it was the Rhythmics. They came out with 2 songs at that point, and they were my favorite songs. And I absolutely have always loved their Rhythmics. And Annie Lennox is just wow. And so the first time he ever performed Twisted in front of me and did the mix with it, I lost my shit. I think it might have been going, and I called my brother and was like, Joe singing Twisted with. I'm just like, oh my God, Rhythmics. And and I
And
seriously lose my shit every time.
Wasn't that topless white pants
Yeah.
barefoot?
Oh yeah.
So then she had the visual, like also on top of the auditory stimulation.
So
Oh
really,
yeah. So it's you're ruined
I'm
for
both
Twisted.
ways.
You,
I'm
this
both
is
ways. However,
Mhm.
you know what? Any way Joe wants to sing Twisted is fine with me, as long as his shirt's off and he's doing those things.
Or there's flashlights. Well,
Or flashlights.
I was very happy to hear the original Twisted. I fucking love it. Love it.
It is nice to hear it.
but we
in
had
any way, because it's an amazing song that a lot of people don't like,
Huh.
and I love it, and I think it's
Why
a
do-
great. It's a
You
great
said this
song.
to me before that people don't like it, but
Yeah,
I feel like people do. I feel like
I
Twisted was one of the more
fucking love it.
popular tracks on the album.
one of my
no?
favorite songs.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
And so often when I say Twisted is one of my favorites. So the way and then Twisted. And when I say Twisted, a lot of people are like, really? I don't
Mhm.
really like that song. I'm like, seriously? I should start taking notes on who those people are and put them on a list.
they're going to be on the naughty list.
On my naughty list. I'm so glad you're not on my naughty list.
I would-
Actually, Naomi, you're
Yeah.
on a different naughty
Yeah.
list.
I was surprised that they let it, I mean, kind of surprised that they let it go as late as it did, because I thought that the security had said something along the lines, like the Rosemont security, like that it was supposed to be over by midnight. And we were there till what, like, was it one past one?
It was
I
very,
know. One point
there
they're-
was a moment after the guys had all been on stage together where things got very confusing because all of a sudden it seemed like, okay, so Jordan and Donnie were bouncing around from the little side stage to little side stage. And then all of a sudden Jordan's gone. All of a sudden there's no new kids anywhere and there's no music.
I was gonna say, and the music stopped.
So I didn't have a fucking clue. I'm hanging out though. Like I'm hanging out. We were hanging out side stage, Megan and Michelle and I, waiting for something to happen. Donnie does end up coming up on that side stage and things kick back into gear. But we were just like, was this planned? Did something go wrong? We weren't quite sure what happened, but it seemed like there was a lull in the activity.
Yeah.
I remember standing there like, oh,
Mhm.
is it over? Do we go back to the hotel now?
And
I just think there
will
was a
say-
glitch in the system or something.
a glitch in the matrix.
Yeah.
I only had like one drink at this point in time, and I don't remember the music stopping. Like I must have been just talking to someone, and the music was in the background.
But that's the thing is like we were all socializing, so it wasn't a big deal. But at the same time, I was like, I didn't drink that much that night. Not until after the prom.
It was whatchamacallit. I just had one drink at the prom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I had more than one, but
After the prom, that's when we had the pizza and everybody came over to our room and we were busting open Modelo beers on the furniture in the room.
And the summer shandies.
it was a fun trip though. And we went and we bought all of our snacks for our room.
Yeah.
You
It was a
know,
good
we were
idea.
like 13-year-olds with mom's credit card and ID and just bought everything. What was the candy bar? You were Almond Joy?
Almond Joys, because we can't get them in Canada and my mom loves Almond Joys. So I bought at least 10 of them for her. Yeah.
Well, she's really got good taste, literally, because
she likes them.
delicious. I
They're what?
love Almond Joys. I love
Delicious,
them.
yeah.
They're delicious.
And I got to bring mounds for my sister next time. So I'll mix it up. She wants
So
the
your
Mounds
mom
bars.
likes nuts and your sister doesn't.
I don't want to know that my mom likes nuts.
No. Okay, so because you don't have them in Canada, you don't know that that's the commercial.
Oh,
It's
well,
all-
I remember the
nuts,
okay, listen, but
so-
we have cable TV. Let's sing the song together.
Okay.
Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
don't.
You don't want me to sing it.
So we know of their existence. We just didn't have them here. That's
That's
all.
like we have some Canadian shows, so we're good.
Only
Danger Bay.
Chrissy was
And?
obsessed with.
And you can't do that on television. Alanis Morissette.
Yeah, that's true. I never
Nickel-
liked that show. I found
It's
that
funny, you didn't,
scary
you
guy.
didn't have Nickelodeon,
No, we
and-
didn't.
and you can't do that on television was on Nickelodeon down here.
Yeah.
Funny.
But people are talking to me about people who are Nickelodeon stars like Big Time Rush, and I have no fucking idea who that is.
It's okay.
I don't know who they are either.
Our
No.
kids are at the wrong ages.
Okay.
Who-
Okay.
How old are they? Because somebody was
Carter might have been, but he just probably wasn't interested in the boy band.
Mhm.
oh,
Okay. So
I'm
Big
sorry.
Time Rush. I don't know. I had to Google them because I had no idea what was going on there.
so did I. I looked at the picture and went, "Is that my kid up there? Like, who are these little
Mhm.
boys up there with new kids?" It's fine. You know what? I really don't care who new kids perform with. It doesn't matter as long as they're up there doing something.
As long
I
as
don't
they
care
keep
who
doing
they
what they're
come out with
doing.
them.
Keep doing what
Sing
you're doing.
twisted, take off your shirt, shake your unicorn hips. I'm all good.
I gotta say, my my hats off to the hotel staff because they were so patient with all of us because that was another night. We were up in our room until like 4:30 in the morning, loud as fuck.
Yeah.
And like any other hotel, there would have been like the knock and security. And
You know what? Nobody's ever knocked on our door, and we've been had
I know, we've-
loud times quite
Challenge
a few
accepted.
next time we get together, we need, but we don't want to get kicked out of the hotel, but we just want
That's
the
true.
warning.
Sunburn Sunday.
Sunburn Sunday. Lindsay had sunburn because she was wearing fishnets. She had sunburns in her fish.
She looked
Really?
like a mermaid the next day.
I didn't notice. I didn't know. Shit.
Well, because
Even while
you know
she was
it's
like sitting.
while she was sitting because the sun was shining down and she was wearing
Oh.
shorts. And
Yeah.
so it was, we went to lunch the next day right before we left. And, you know, it takes a while for the sun to sit in and change, you know, you get red or folks did.
Well, she kind of tanned at
It-
that point.
And yeah. And so it
I'm seriously gonna lay out tomorrow, put on my fishnets and lay out because I thought it looked really cool.
Mhm.
I need a fishnet sunburn.
It did look. I'm imagining it would look cool. Actually, I'm thinking.
It
about
did look kind of cool.
You know
And
what?
I think fishnets are cool. So
But the softball game was a great idea. I love that they got the fans
Oh.
involved.
yes,
Mhm.
It was
that was fun.
Yeah.
And we got to see the mascot, the robot.
well, he was there the whole week.
Yeah,
wasn't
I
he?
know, but I never really saw it much.
Oh man, I enjoyed the soft. I don't follow sports very well except maybe some hockey. So it was really like interesting to watch the game and follow what was happening. You know,
Is
they kept it simple.
baseball something that it's not that big in
Well,
Canada?
They used to have the Toronto Blue Jays.
We still
and
do.
no, you still have the Blue Jays. They used to have the Montreal Expos, but they
Yeah.
became the
Yes.
Nationals. So that's a sore subject.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We don't care out west. I don't think.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
well,
no.
you got your baseball fans here in the country, and we.
Go Giants!
But like,
Vancouver-
yeah, I think that the Jays are basically Canada's team because they're our only team, so we do support them. But I mean, that's just a personal thing for me. I don't really pay attention to baseball.
I feel
Yeah.
like doesn't like Calgary and Vancouver, like some of our farm teams, like I feel like some of their farm teams have
I don't.
teams up there, like the ones that
Yeah.
like
Do you
feed
think
into the
Naomi-
majors.
Naomi, you know this?
She knows what farm teams are because of hockey.
Mhm.
It's like the same idea.
Well, I
Yeah.
didn't know she realized that our baseball.
We
team-
have Edmonton has a baseball team, but I can't remember what it's called because the last one we had was the Cracker Cats, and I don't know if that still exists or not.
That seems
Edmonton
like one
Cracker
people
Cats.
would have asked like the name to be changed.
Did you? Let's
Yeah, the
go
Cracker
to the
Cats.
one. Cracker.
The Cracker Cats. Yeah. The Edmonton Cracker Cats. But before that, I do remember us having a proper baseball team. They were the Trappers, the Edmonton Trappers. That
Oh,
was
that
a
makes sense.
long time ago.
Like Trapper
So I have
Keeper.
no fucking idea what we do in baseball now.
That's
None.
like Sacramento has the River Cats, which feeds into the Giants.
Yeah. Oh,
We
okay.
like baseball.
Yeah.
Christy likes baseball more than I do.
Because that's how I nabbed my husband.
Oh, okay.
But mine a department store we worked at, so it's not the same.
My dad's friend from high school pitched for the Giants.
Mhm.
So I was going to games while my mom was pregnant with me. So raised in a very
know,
baseball family.
You know, like if you're in the
That's
Bay Area, though, Giants and 49ers are very much kind of in your blood. My
Well-
mom grew up in San Francisco, and I just think like those sports just kind of were.
You
We
realize
had to like them.
you realize there was also the A's and Raiders at the same time.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, the
again,
Oakland
my
A's.
mom was
Yeah.
Francisco. She grew
Hammer
up in San
and Hank Aaron.
Francisco. Although I do remember growing up watching Jose Canseco's butt with at the games with my binoculars, so that was nice.
Oh. I just remember the
Naomi's all
Oakland
googling Jose Canseco's
A's. No, I
butt.
know that name.
Yeah.
I know
Well,
that
and it
name.
helps. It helps that the Giants and Niners were in different divisions or leagues from the A's and the Raiders because
Yeah, yeah.
Again, my mom grew up in San Francisco. I'm not making any excuses. I mean,
No, but I remember the Oakland A's because of Hank Aaron, Hammer and Hank Aaron, because MC Hammer was his bat boy.
oh yeah.
And that's how he became MC Hammer.
okay, so I might have known this at some point, but I do not remember this at all.
Yeah. Yeah. He was his
Go,
bat boy.
Naomi, Canada. With
That's just the 90s obsession in me.
info. For-
That's just the music. It's an MC Hammer thing. That's how I know it. Otherwise, I wouldn't know it. Yeah. But I loved it. I loved that whole thing. I loved the fun they had. And the moment where it was weird because Donnie was still doing other things because Donnie's always
Oh, when
busy
they walked
making
off.
when the four of them walked off into the sunset or into the distance, like the sunset, it was quite a moment because that's when you realize,
It's
oh my
special.
goodness, what a weekend. I can't believe it's over. Oh, they're leaving.
It
Bye,
felt emotional.
guys.
It felt emotional.
I recorded the
Yeah.
whole thing. I recorded every step, and I recorded it step by step. And
Mhm.
there was a few times where I counted 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the other one? And I kept looking for him. And I'm like, oh no, he's not in my video. It's okay. I'll just keep recording because this is amazing. Look at them going off into their baseball sunset. It was
Their field of dreams.
Yeah, it was very Field of Dreams-esque.
it was perfect.
Yeah, it was a good, nice ending to the
Yeah.
to the weekend. What did we do
And then,
after that? Didn't we go? Didn't we go? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, we kept going.
because so we Ubered there because so many people were hungover. They were like, we can't do the walk, even though it wasn't very far. And then Lindsay's friend Julie had her car there, and here's
Oh,
another one of the
yes.
signs.
Oh,
It was a
Julie
Bronco.
awesome.
It was a Bronco,
Oh.
which is what Jenny drove
Jenny.
up most
Mhm.
of California. So we like walk
Yeah.
out and there's the same car, and because it's the newer one and stuff like that. And so it was just another one of those, it just hit you, and it was like right at the end. But she was like, I think I have enough room for you guys. And so like Rebecca's in the front seat with her, and then like the 4 of us are in the back, like Lindsay's on top of Jose's lap, like squeezed in.
Oh yeah.
And we're leaving.
I have a picture.
There's police directing traffic.
They don't give a shit.
Nobody sees her.
We were in there perfectly. They didn't give a shit.
No.
But then we told Anna and Nesta and Cindy to come meet us at Caddyshack's, and then we all had
Yes.
lunch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, that was nice. That was a nice way to end it out, to like just kind of relax and
Mhm.
stuff. And I'm trying to think, I think we just ended up going back up to the room and hanging out and talking.
Mhm.
I think by that point,
Did we
all of
actually
us
go out that night? I can't remember.
oh, we did actually. We did. You guys wanted to go and see Raven.
That's
And-
right.
and-
yeah.
Oh, that was right. That was our first stop.
So I walked from our place over to the Hyatt to meet Tracy Bird because she had this amazing gift from the last NKOTB block action event for our winner, who is, if you know twins, Kim and Chris.
Yes. Kim. Yeah.
Plus, I never really got to spend much time with Tracy, unfortunately. Like, I wanted to see her more. She's a good friend, So I went over there to get the prize. And bring it over to finally meet the twins. This is when we were trying to get everything done and make sure that I was just like, oh, I can't believe, like, I've heard so many good things about you ladies, and I finally get to meet you.
They're
And they were also, and they ended up being my first guests on Back to BLOCKCON.
I love them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And they were at the SAC show, and they were originally, both of them were from the SAC area. Kim has just recently transplanted over to Manchester, but they saw us at the Sacramento show, but then introduced themselves to us in Hawaii. And so then we started talking and hanging out with them then. So it was really cool. And we were like, oh my gosh. So
They are fun.
Yeah.
they are fun. So yeah, we went to the after
and we
party.
saw them at Joe too.
Yeah.
And drag.
So we went to the after party at the King's Activity Center, bowling alley. And stuff
Oh,
like that.
that's right.
Okay,
And there
sweet.
was heads, the new kids' heads we took pictures with.
And then Raven was DJing.
Oh yeah. And Naomi sang a song. It was Step by Step, right? Did you
I
sing Step
think
by
it was,
Step?
no, it was the right stuff. Sang
Oh,
the right stuff. No,
New
but
Kids.
nobody realized I was even singing it.
I didn't. You came back down and you were like, did you hear that? I was singing. And we're like, really? That's, yay! But I didn't realize it. Sorry.
because like
No worries,
prom,
okay.
when the music stopped and I didn't realize because I was talking to people. We were talking with people.
In most cases, no, it's not a big deal because most of the time I take that as a compliment. It means that it wasn't bad. Because if it was
Right?
bad, you would have noticed.
We noticed. That means it was
Yeah.
good.
I
It was
think
That
you
really
means
should
it
sing
was
it
good. To wrap things up, starting with Rebecca, I wanted to ask you how would you have summed up that whole weekend for yourself and what it meant to you?
So since I can't cruise, like at all, it was, again, I know I've said the word many times, amazing. I'm so happy it happened. I hope they continue with it so that I can kind of have that experience with the new kids, and not just with them, but with the fans.
Mhm.
You know, when we're all together in one place. And I loved it, and I would definitely do it over and over and over again. And next time, buy the more expensive ticket, because, you know, buy the ticket.
That's true. Yeah, I think I'd get VIP next time too. I think if we could, if we can.
Yeah.
Just depends.
Oh,
Like,
I'm going to. There's not
Yeah.
if. That you all better watch out, because I'm getting one of those VIP tickets.
Get the
Mhm.
fingers like worked out.
Yeah.
How about you, Chris?
I would say like I think fulfilling, because it's funny that the entire weekend was really centered upon the band and all of the activities, but the things that I remember the most and that were like the most meaningful to me were all the times we got to spend together and share and things like that. I kind of always say, ever since finding like this tribe of people,
Yeah.
people always ask like, how can you see them so many times? Like, why do you travel so far? And I always say it's the people I go to visit, and it gives like the internationals and the people from far away, it gives us a sense, like a location to get to.
That's
And
true.
so that is the reason that I go. And then the guys are the cherry on top of the sundae.
Yep.
They just bring extra joy. And I don't think that Donnie would be upset about that, because I think they're really happy that like these deep rooted friendships have developed, and it's support systems really, like,
Yeah.
you know, we help each other out.
Chrissy and I have an amazing meet story, though. Like the best.
Oh, our meet story,
Our meet cute.
our meet cute.
Mhm.
Donnie had said before, I think it was recently, that he very much acknowledges the fact that, especially in the last 3 years, that so many of us got closer together because of what they've done, and like all
Absolutely.
the opportunities that were provided from that. And I think that he'd be very happy to hear you say that. You know, he knows.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and I feel like that the upside, if there was ever an upside to COVID, it
Mhm.
caused everyone to check into what was like really important in relationships, because it really was easy just to keep going life, you know, letting life pass you by. And so we were all put in like a like mandated stop basically. And the fact that, you know, I had time on my hands to like delve deep into social media and start chatting with people. And then with House Party coming out, that's how we got into a chat group. And then I invited Rebecca into the chat, you know, and then it's like your like 5 or 6 people that you knew grew to like 30, and then it grew to like 80, and then it just keeps growing and it's bigger. And
really, like at this point, as you say that, like as far as our Meow Meow ears go, like people wear them and I have no idea who these people are, but I know they're connected to connected. Like there's a dot, you know, you could find the pathway, but it's just amazing how many people we have met throughout this time
and are connected to. It's like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, but 6 degrees of Meow Meow ears.
Yeah.
Like, how can we connect ourselves?
I know. When people ask me that question too, Rebecca, I usually I'm like, they're like, how many people, who are you meeting down there? And how many friends are you going with? I'm like, 30.
I know. You know, I think that's a good number you just say.
I just throw out the number because I really don't know how many people I'm meeting with. So that sounds like a good average.
And it grows. Yeah.
And I will say it's a blessing, but a curse at the same time, because there's like, it used to be when there was only like, say 5 or 6 people, then it was easy to get together and it was easy to like kind of all go and do the same things. When the group gets so big, and like with BLOCKCON, we were at different hotels. I mean, and even on cruise, those of us that went, even just being on different decks, there were some of my friends I didn't see for 2 days. And I'm like, we're on the same effing boat, and I haven't seen you for 2 days. But it's harder once you, like, it's fantastic because
you want to
know
see
people
everybody.
everywhere. And it's great. Now it's great going, like, I went down to Yamava and stuff. And normally, like, last time when we went to San Diego and LA and stuff last year, there were very few faces that I recognized. And now I head down, or we go to BLOCKCON, or we go somewhere, and you recognize so many faces, and you just kind of instantly feel a little bit at home, and you feel like, you're like, oh, it's like a kind of not really a family, but you know.
It is a family. It's happy. It's
definitely. Nice. I want to say, Naomi, I was so excited to meet you the first time, but the relationship we've all got, or the two of us have gotten to with you, is just, it's grown to be so great. And I'm so happy, like, to call you our friend and to actually, like, know you, not just be like, oh yeah, like, I listen to Dope Nostalgia and I kind of know Naomi, you know, like, to be able to be like, no, Naomi's actually my friend.
I feel we're all pretty tight now, and I really appreciate that friendship that we have. I
know,
really
I told
do.
Rebecca I was so happy that you roomed with us. We had so much fun.
I'm glad. I'm glad you guys put up with me and my farts. Thanks. Love you. I was really gassy that weekend.
Hey, you're like the Night Brothers. You got cat farts.
And you know
my cat farts were silent but deadly. Yeah.
I told you, I live with all boys. So it's like being at home. It's totally fine. We accept you and your fart.
It goes both ways. It goes both ways. I love you both so much and really appreciate our friendship. So thank you.
Aww.
Thank you for having me stay with you guys. And I love that we've all found each other in such a fucking positive environment. It's great.
Yeah,
it is. And so special.
Yeah, it is. It is. Woo! Cheers.
Cheers.
I'll finish my last drink here before we wrap her up. We'll wrap up the podcast there. Then I'm going to be editing this shit.
She's gonna be like, wait, damn, those bitches talk.
Don't worry, it's a 3-hour finale. Thank you to all of the Dope Nostalgia listeners who enjoyed this series called Back to BLOCKCON. I hope to see you guys on the cruise in October. Make sure you say hi. And remember that Dope Nostalgia Podcast is licensed by SoCAD because we believe that artists should be paid for their work.